What up, everybody? I'm gonna wait a minute here and make sure my connection's good. I'm hoping it is. I couldn't get on live to watch Aaron on my laptop, but I could on my phone. So I'm hoping you guys don't have any issues. But when you come on here, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me anything, a comment. I am so, hey, Elisa, hope I didn't say it wrong. I am so excited to be here with you guys. I don't want to wait too long. I know some people are going to be hopping on, but this is recorded, so you will be able to go back and watch it again. I want to first start out by saying, wow, Aaron, that was such a nice intro. Okay, so funny side note, the whole spiritual gangster, if you heard her say that, I kind of just wanted to see if she would say it. I thought it would be funny to see Aaron say it. I'll explain that later. I know, I'm so mean. I am here to talk to you guys about so much stuff today, so get your pens out. I hope you can write down at least one note that'll help you. And I'm going to try to really stay on track here. Most of you guys that have heard me talk know it's hard for me to stay on track. I promise you I'm going to try. I first want to thank Candy Hine. Candy and I started this page and we had no idea what it would become. We pulled in Melissa Gratz, which I have totally fangirled from day one of my Scentsy career. And it has become amazing. And look at these presenters today. Some of these presenters are people that I never thought I would call friends. I used to look up to these people, listen to their trainings, idolize them, and I still idolize them. But now I'm friends with them. How cool is that? Anyways, guys, I hope you're having a good evening, morning for you Aussies. I see Nikita's here, which Nikita, really good job on your training earlier. And I say a lot. Sorry if that bugs you guys. I'll try not to do it. So Aaron basically introduced me, told you a little bit about me. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. She said some of the good things about me, but let me tell you some of the bad. I also have anxiety disorder and panic attacks. Horrible thing. I don't wish on anyone, but how many of us women have them, right? I think most of us do. I get depressed when it's cold outside. Why do I tell you guys this? Because I'm a normal human being and these things happen. And guess what? I'm here to tell you that you can build your business just like I have, whatever your reason is, whatever. And I've never let those things become an excuse for me. And that's what's helped create my success. Now, later on, we're going to talk about $10,000 paychecks. What? Some of you already know this is possible. Some of you are thinking, this chick's nuts. $10,000 paychecks with Scentsy? Yeah, guys. And I'm going to give you statistics that were passed down straight from Orville because I want to be authentic. I'm going to give you guys numbers, my numbers. I'm going to be raw tonight because that's the only way that you guys are going to know it's possible is for me to be real about it, right? So I want to tell you I started in August of 2012. I started in a small town where we had just moved because we're military, didn't know a single soul. Like I said, I have panic and anxiety. So I can be a little bit awkward around people sometimes if it's a crowd. All odds were against me. I mean, we were poor. I didn't have money to put down on anything. I had to sell stuff on a yard sale site to even get my kid. You know, my friends and family really didn't support my business in the beginning. Like all obstacles, I'm telling you guys. So, and on top of that, I was a skeptic. I had never used Scentsy. I joined because I wanted the trips. I wanted to go on free trips and I wanted $400 a month to pay for my Jeep Wrangler that I had just bought. That's what I wanted. Never did I know it would become this. So trips became my love language. And I'm going to tell you guys about my first trip here in a couple of minutes. The reason I had Aaron tell you how many people I've sponsored, which if you guys missed that, since August 2012, I've personally sponsored 197 frontline, and I've sold over 130,000 in Scentsy. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because I wanted to break it down for you guys into actual averages per month. Well, that average I'm going to tell you in a little bit. But let me first tell you, I wasn't going to talk about this, but you guys know I like to keep it real. So when I had Aaron say I'm a spiritual gangster, I love that word. I saw it the other day, and let me explain a little further. So there's this one side, and I think we're all kind of like this. There's this one side of me, I'm like 50% Tupac, you know, like, and I call that my arrows in. Like, it's about me. I get angry when somebody doesn't work their business, you know, on my team, or I get angry when somebody cancels, you know, like, I want to fight. I want to get up there and, you know, like, arrows in, right? And then I'm 50% Deepak. Those of you that don't know him, Google him, where I'm very spiritual. That's arrows out. And I reflect. And so usually I go through my Tupac stage. And usually that's when I call Steffi my sponsor, because we're all supposed to, you know, when we get upset, we vent up, we don't vent down to our downline. And then I get spiritual about it and I reflect, right? We all do that. Well, today was one of those days. I'm not going to get into details, but I had Tupac moments today, right? So I then get a message, and she's actually on here. I don't want to call her out because, you know, maybe she doesn't want to be called out. But I'm thinking, you know, kind of negative. I'm like, how am I going to get on and talk to these people and be my positive self that I usually am? And I've had a bad day and blah, blah, blah. Me, right? Then I get this message from this person who I met, and I'm telling you this, I met her on an incentive trip, this Punta Cana trip. We were just out on the beach, started talking to her. And long story short, she read some of my, she watched some of my videos, and she messaged me last week or a few days ago and said, oh my gosh, I've recruited 3 people this month so far. That brings such joy to me, right? So then tonight she messaged me, she's like, I'm on my 4th recruit, and thank you so much for your videos, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's so excited. Guys, that's what it's all about, man. It's about hearing from you guys and feeling. That fills my cup. That is awesome. I never thought I'd get an opportunity. What other business would I've ever gotten the opportunity where people would actually want to listen to what I was saying and it would actually help them? How cool is that, right? The reason I tell you about that is because I met her on an incentive trip. So I'm back to my little incentive trip. So incentive trips are awesome. And they're awesome for many different ways. They're awesome because they're free trips. They're awesome because Scentsy spoils you, which I'm about to tell you about my first trip. And they're awesome because you meet people. If you go on a Scentsy incentive trip and you don't talk to others, you're doing yourself no good, because there's such a wealth of information out there that you could find out from other people, and it brings a joy to your life. Guys, I have met the best friends of my life because of incentive trips and because of Scentsy. I'm talking ride or die friends that would seriously pee with you on the phone. And I know you guys are probably like, what? But then you think about it, right? Those friends that would not be like, I gotta go to the bathroom, I'll talk to you later. They just stay on the phone with you. That's a good friend. So anyways, I'm thankful for incentive trips because it has brought me so many amazing people in my life. So before I start, and some of you have heard me do this, if you don't want to play along, that's fine. But those of you that haven't heard me do this, I want you to write down what you don't think that you're good at. Like, if you don't think you're a good recruiter, write down, you know, not a good recruiter. Or if you think you're not good at parties, I'm not good at booking parties, or I'm not good at parties, whatever you feel about your business that you're struggling with, write that down on a little piece of paper and set that aside till the end. I'll come back to that, I promise. Now, let's talk first incentives. So I go to Costa Rica, and I'm in the pool, and this superstar director, Jen Audette, I meet her, and she blows me away. And she tells me that I could have the income of a doctor or a lawyer in 3 to 5 years if I would sell $2,000 a month and 2 recruits minimum. But she said, of course, you're going to go for more, right? But if you're having a bad month, 2 recruit minimum. So I followed her advice. I was like, 6 figures? Heck yeah, I want that, right? Why wouldn't I go for it? And any other job wouldn't give me that opportunity. So that is what I've broken down for you guys. What I've done is 3 on average, and mind you, 1 month, I think my most I recruited was 18 in a month, the least was 0. So it's not a consistent thing, but if you average it out, it's 3.3 recruits and $22.50 a month. So that breaks that down for you. Now to do that, you need to book at least 8 to 10 parties, because we all know some are going to cancel, some are going to, not do as much as we wanted. And you need to talk to a lot of people, guys. Go for the no. Go for 100 no's a month, whatever you're comfortable with. And Nikita gave a good advice. Start with talking, during your follow-ups, or maybe just reach out to a friend on Facebook and not necessarily talk Scentsy. Just start talking, making friends with people. That's what you guys need to be doing. So thankfully, Jen and many other people have given me that drive to do more and to know and to realize that we can make this type of money in this business if we stick with it. But that's the problem. People quit. They don't want to work their business. Things don't go right for a day, so they quit. Geez, I'm glad I didn't do that, right? Okay. And also keep in mind, like I said, there have been months where I've recruited 0. There's been 2 or 3 months where I've had a dry spell. There's been months when I sold 500, and there's been months where I sold 6,700. You're not going to have perfection all the time, guys. But if you consistently work your business, you're always going to come up on that roller coaster and go back down on that awesome ride. Yes, sometimes it feels like a roller coaster, but I promise you it's worth it, right? Because I would rather do what I'm doing now and sitting in my jammies and working rather than go to a 9-to-5 job that I used to hating the people I work with in a cubicle in my office, missing TV shows, whatever I was doing before. I'd so much rather be doing this. So let's talk pay, okay? I have written down some other things besides $2,000 and 2 recruits a month. I have written down some other things. So my highest pay, and I might get in trouble for sharing this, I don't think I will, but I just want to be authentic with you guys because I want you to know it's possible. And if I'm saying it, I'm being truthful. I just need you to trust me. So my least paycheck was $250. That's when I first started. That was my first month. And then my most is pushing 7,000. And I'm going into my 5th year. So that means that 10,000 is around the corner. Cool, right? Well, it didn't happen overnight, guys. I started with a team of 0, just like many of you. And guess what the kicker is? Many of you know at Reunion, Orville showed that little thing with the dates. See that dip that he showed when the company was in that normal dip, but we were in a dip? That's when I joined. If I can do what I've done then, can you imagine what you can do now? The possibilities are endless. So Steffi had talked about, we really push 2 things for our group: prospecting and following up. Her and I both didn't start following up until not long ago. And I think about all the money that I've missed out on, and it makes me sick, because if I was just following up, if I would just have been courageous and made it a priority to call or text message that person and follow up with them and have a system, no matter what the system is, it would have really helped my business even more. But hey, it happened. I didn't do it. So putting yourself here, and here's just some tips you can write down. These are the things that I feel like have become really important, that I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, that really helped my business. Prospecting and following up. Become experts at both. Watch videos, read books, do what you got to do to become experts at both. Prospecting means finding recruits and finding hostesses. okay? Here's the thing. You're not out on a hunt. You're not... I'm trying to be serious, and I look over and see Stephanie says she's wiping her tears with Benjamins. I mean, really? All right, anyways. I'm going to try not to look at the comments right now. So, I don't even know where I was at. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know where I was at. You're not on a hunt. You're not out there. You quit focusing on trying to interrupt people to get Scentsy in there, guys. You're not on a hunt. You're gathering. You're gathering friends. That's what this business is about. Not hunting, you're gathering. And what that means is you're listening to what they say. You're not waiting to interject what you have to say about Scentsy. You're listening to what they say. Well, when someone says, I can't afford that, that diffuser's too much, I can't afford to, you know, put food on my table, how am I going to afford? What are they telling me? Number one, if they can't afford the product, what are they saying, guys? They want to host a party. Number two, if they can't afford things for their family, they need to join your team. They need that extra money. That is what I'm hearing from people. When you go out and you change your thought process to you're offering an amazing opportunity to people, if they don't take it, then I kind of feel sorry for them. Don't worry about it. Just move on. But you're offering a great opportunity. We are professionals here. Well, if you act like a professional, hopefully you're acting like a professional. But you're not bugging people. So get out of that thought process. You are offering a great opportunity. When you start thinking like that, beautiful things will happen. You're never going to find balance. I got to hurry up because I'm almost out of time and we got a couple more things. You're never going to find balance. You're going to find harmony, though. You're going to find harmony when you realize, number one, you need to set business hours, especially if you have children and a family. They're your number one. You need to set business hours and stick with it, or you're going to drive yourself nuts. You're going to find harmony in the number two way by always keeping Scentsy with you. Scentsy and your life are not separate. Tamara said this, one of our directors said this to me the other night, and I thought it was great. You're never going to, it's not a separate thing. Scentsy should always be in your heart and on your mind naturally. And maybe it doesn't come natural at first, but you will find ways to add it in there, right? So make it a part of your life. Make it a priority. And okay, this is my most important thing, guys. So I see people all the time, they're like talking about orders, orders, orders. We are not in the business to take orders. You're like, what? Okay, those orders should turn into recruits or parties. So if somebody comes to me with an order, I say, hey, how about having a party? You get that for free and half off. And then when the party goes well, I say, hey, how about let's split that party? You join my team because you are rocking it and you need to be on my team, girl. Right there, easy peasy. Do not just take orders. You always flip them into something else. I will second what Jen Anderson said earlier, that we need a well-rounded business. So, you know, 1 home party, 2 home parties a month, 4 basket parties, 2 online parties, 1 event. You need to do everything to keep your business as a whole. There might be one thing that you like more, that you do more, but I will say that keeping my business whole and well-rounded has really helped me out a lot, especially because I've moved with my business recently. So I wasn't relying on just one way to run my business. So I had the freedom to run it another way if I had to kind of fit it in there. Promise me that you'll go for the no this month. Go for 100 no's. And why am I saying this? The more that you hear no, the less it's going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt your feelings as much after you've heard it so many times. Number 2, because when you hear that many no's, you're going to hear yeses. And those yeses are what's going to grow your team wide and deep. And that's what you need. And I hope my bit, oh, good, it didn't die. I need to give you these figures real quick before we go. So you all want to know how you make a $10,000 paycheck. Well, number one, you need to do what everybody's telling you today. And you need to stick with 2,000 and at least 2 to 5 recruits a month. To do that, I broke it down earlier, and you really need to become experts at prospecting and following up and really, really, really do your follow-ups, not just say you're doing them and don't do them. So Orville gave this, and this is just an average, guys. This is a disclaimer, but this is something for you to work towards, and this does take years. Maybe somebody 1 year, depending on where you're at in your career, maybe somebody 5, but heck, guys, even if they told me in 10 years I would make 6 figures, I would give it 10 years. So, I wouldn't have made 6 figures with any other job. So what does, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have mattered. But anyways, these are just averages. So, frontline, 73 frontline. Active frontline, out of those frontline needs to be 38. 4 first-gen directors. 4 second-gen directors, 4 third-gen directors. Your actual team that you're a director of, 233. And there wasn't a group number here, but I'm guessing from what I'm about to tell you, it's about 1,000 in the group. And PRV average was 2,300. See, close to the 2,250 I was saying. TWV was 36,372. And GWV was 286,583. Now just that's an average, but he's saying in July, if you want to hit a $10,000 paycheck, that's an average. And if you're hitting it in July, that means you're going to be hitting it at other times. I know it seems far away for some of you. It seemed far away for me. And now I'm almost there because I kept going. So, okay, let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and end because Trina's coming up. And she's coming up with some really good raw information here about the compensation plan, because you guys have to know the compensation plan in order to earn these trips. You have to be an expert at the compensation plan. So let's get that piece of paper that you guys wrote down, like what you're not good at. And please, some of you write in the comments, like, what did you say you're not good at? Was it recruiting? Was it, what was it? Real quick, I know I only have a couple minutes. By the way, it's been fun with you guys tonight, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do these trainings. Like I said, I never thought that, oh, okay, I'm not gonna cry. I never thought that people would really care this much about what I had to say. And Scentsy has given me that vehicle to make it possible. And you guys make my heart happy, and I want you to know that, and I want you to spread that love to other consultants and show them that love, because that's what we're here for, right? So I'm waiting, hopefully. Jen Anderson says, truth teller. Jen and I are seriously sisters from another mister, and we like to keep it real. So you'll hear us say some things, and it's just kind of like, we get a lot of head shakes, but you know what? At least we're real and honest about it. Oh, geez, it's not updating, so I don't see any of you guys. Oh, good. Oh, here they are. Awesome. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. So I see some booking and recruiting, a lot of people saying not good at recruiting. So here's what I want you guys to do. Here is the big secret. So I want you guys to take those pieces of paper, and I want you to rip that shit up and throw it away. I said a cuss word, yes. So what you guys tell yourself is what you believe. And that's the first step. So when you throw that paper away, you're throwing away your fear and your inhibitions about this business, and you're getting it on. You're ready. When you throw away that piece of paper and quit telling yourself that you're a bad recruiter, and you go out there and do something about it, train yourself to the max and become an expert at it, you're going to get that $10,000 paycheck that you desire. but you've got to believe in yourself. Your sponsor's not going to do it. Your director's not going to do it. You're going to do it, and you have to believe in yourself. That's it, guys. That's a little Tupac in me right there. Well, coming up next is Trina Murray. So I've got some facts here about Trina, but I want to start by saying I met her in Greece on our Top 100 trip a couple years ago, and she is also another sister from another mister. She is authentic as authentic gets. I love her to pieces, and I always will. And she's just an all-around good person. She has earned 8 trips in 4 years. She has earned both top 100 trips in those 4 years, Greece and Africa, the most recent. And she is an SSD to Much Ado About Wickless. And she's going to talk to you guys, like I said, about understanding the compensation plan. So stay tuned for that. I know some of you don't feel like you need it, but I really didn't think I was an expert until not too long ago. There's things that sometimes we don't understand about it, and you need to understand it because you need to understand how to earn this trip, and you're not going to understand how to earn this trip unless you know how to promote, and you're not going to help other people promote unless you can explain to them about the compensation plan too, right? So, oh my gosh, Kim, you cried through this whole training? Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry. Guys, stay tuned for Trina, and please stay tuned for Melissa Gratz is going to end this, and she always takes it away with a bang. She's awesome. So I love you guys. Scentsy loves you guys. Heidi Norville, home office, everyone, we love you guys. We can stand behind you as much as you want. And yes, we're going to do things that you disagree with and make you mad sometimes. But guess what? You're the only person that can control what you're about to do with your business. Okay? So do it right. Live life without regrets. We hear that so much. But guys, you have got an amazing opportunity sitting in your laps. Grab it, take it by the balls, and run as fast as you can. Okay? Love you guys, and I hope to see you guys or meet you somewhere. Please come up to me and give me a hug. I like hugs, so if you ever see me, just hug me. No matter how weird you think it'll be, it's not going to be weird. So love you guys, and talk to you all soon.